Mum,
Dad, sister,
brother,
grandma,
granddad,
grandpa,
friend,
son,
daughter,
granddaughter,
aunt.
nana.
Good evening, my name's Malcolm Brown and it's my pleasure to welcome you to Treetops Hospice and our annual Light Up a Life ceremony. Tonight, through some stories and reflections, we join together as a community with the joint purpose of giving thanks and remembering all those family and friends who've been part of our lives but are now no longer with us. As an author called Landon Parham has put it, life isn't about darkness or light. Rather, it's about finding light within the darkness. Our staff and volunteers help patients, their families and friends during some very dark times in their lives, from diagnosis of a life-limiting illness to support during treatment, being there at the end of someone's life, and standing with people who've been bereaved through their grief journey. Here at Treetops, we all consider it a great privilege to care for the people in our community and try and bring some light during some very dark and difficult times. Here's how our counselling services for bereaved children are helping them to find their light following the death of someone close to them.
So my name's Jules Kirk. I'm one of the therapeutic service managers and I head up the Children and Young People service at Treetops Hospice. So we have a large team of counsellors and volunteers that look after children and young people when they've had a significant bereavement. The darkest thing that can happen is to lose a significant loved one, plunges people into darkness. And I think that people can stay in that darkness. For some children it can come out in behaviours, so they might be referred to us because school have seen a change in their behaviours at home, or the family who've noticed differences in them. So coming to counselling sort of like starts opening those doors of lightness to them so they can start showing that emotion. So they need to come to us to find a place to be able to start processing that for them.
The counselling picked me up when I was in a very dark place. It really helped me when I needed it the most.
And helped me feel not so sad.
My counsellor helped me to put how I was feeling into words. Treetops helped me come out of very dark times.
It makes you feel safe to talk about things.
You never want to forget that person, and what we're trying to do is a lot of continuing bonds so they can take that person through with them as they go up as well. So we do a lot around continuing bonds, so that brings that light. So, and we try and have, we never say try and do good and bad, it's dark and light together. So how they can still recognise the sadness of losing that person, but how they can integrate the goodness that person gave them, the good memories, the good times, the good foundations that person gave them in their life, and how they can take that forward.
Thank you so much, Jules, for sharing with us. Desmond Tutu once said, "Hope is being able to see that there is light despite all the darkness." And this next story highlights the work of our hospice at home nurses. Our nurses help to care for people at the very end of life in their own homes, like Stevie and her family.
So my mum Stevie was the most amazing, vibrant, kind, helpful, wonderful, friendly woman that you would ever meet. She was a real feminist and worked in the adult education world looking after young mums with babies, getting them back into education, and wherever she went she fought for the underdog and lit everybody's lives up. She was just amazing. So Mum wanted to stay at home. As soon as we got the diagnosis of Alzheimer's, the plan for Mum was always to keep her at home, which was quite a daunting sort of thought at the beginning. And obviously when we got towards the end of Alzheimer's and it did start to take its toll, it became quite frightening for us as a family on our own, of knowing what to do and how we were supposed to look after Mum. And the Treetops guys came in and just changed everything.
My name's Lisa, I'm a registered nurse and I work for Treetops Hospice. I do a variety of night shifts and also part of the roaming team. We can help them with the smallest of things to the greatest of things, whether it be personal care, symptom management, sitting down having a chat, making a cup of tea, holding a hand. We're there for all aspects of care, and I think it really supports